Welcome back to Leeds Lately. I'm recording this video straight after the Leicester game where we've just gone away to the King Power and won 3-1. So let's get straight into the video as we usually do, talking about the key points, goals and any other events that happened in the game. So the first thing I want to mention is just a little thing about Cleek. He got dropped again from the starting lineup, but as you know, if you've watched the game, he came on not that far into the game and he did well again. He played a lot better than he has been of late and he looked bright in this game. First 10 minutes really were all dominated by Leicester. Not in terms of possession necessarily, but in terms of the chances that they were creating compared to us, who really were suppressed by Leicester and not creating much at all early on. 13 minutes in, their pressure told. Barnes was running from the halfway line almost, not really tracked properly by Leeds runners. He got to the edge of the box, passed it into Maddison, received the ball on a little 1-2 and slotted it past Meslier, where Meslier didn't have much of a chance with that. It was just unfortunate that the Leeds players didn't track back, but I think we can forgive them for that a little bit, considering the eventual scoreline and how they played in the rest of the game. 2 minutes later, Dallas equalises after Maddison plays a sloppy ball to the right-hand side and Ayling picks it up, plays it into Bamford, who plays a deft little outside of the foot through ball to Dallas, who slots it past the keeper with aplomb that you would associate with a striker. 20 minutes in, it was bobbling around in the box for Leicester, and Perez puts it in the back of the net, and that was a bit of a heart in mouth moment for us because I thought it was going to be a bit of a repeat of what happened at Elland Road where they beat us 4-1, but it wasn't to be because it was an offside call. But not long after that we did have a heart in mouth moment that resulted in Rodrigo going off because he's pulled up with a groin strain 2 times early on in the game and just had to go off, and he was replaced by Cleek. Leeds then went 2-1 up through Cleek, or so we thought, because it was another one that was given offside, and it was offside to be fair. It was whipped in off a corner, and when the header from Bamford was aimed towards the goal, Cleek was actually in an offside position, so when Schmeichel's save fell to him in the box and he scored it, it was obviously going to be called as offside. So we went in 1-1 at half time, which, to be honest, against Leicester is a great result. I would have been happy, I would have been delighted if we'd have gone on to draw the rest of the game 1-1, because a point away at Leicester, considering where they are in the table, is a great result. But into the second half, and there was a bit of a change up. Soyuncu came on for Leicester, but they didn't take off any centre backs. They added him to their back 2 to create a back 3, which put the Leeds players off a bit, I think, because they weren't able to go man for man like they were under Bielsa's pre-game instructions, because they weren't marking the same players anymore. The players had been moved around and no one was really sure who they got, but it was just a case of having to get through that period without conceding another goal to sort of work out what you needed to be doing. Otherwise we could have gone down a couple of goals, but they had a lot of chances and we didn't concede. In the 70th minute, after a lot of Leicester pressure, Bamford comes up with a screamer. It was lost in midfield by a Leicester player and Rafinha picked it up. First time, passed it straight into Bamford's path, and Bamford, who was on the left hand side, let it run across his body into the box and whipped it in the top right hand corner from the left hand side. It was a brilliant finish, and to be honest, I really wasn't expecting him to be able to squeeze it in there against what we know is a very proficient goalkeeper in Kasper Schmeichel. It was a great finish. The next 10 minutes after Bamford's goal, Leicester responded well and they were creating a lot of chances that we were lucky not to concede at times. There was one where Perez got in the way of Johnny Evans at the back post when a ball was whipped in off a cross, and they were just unlucky not to score there. We got away with one. In the 80th minute, after a lot of Leicester pressure, Rafinha goes down injured, and you're thinking, oh no, not another one of the new signings. He's done a thigh strain. I don't know how bad it's going to be. We'll see about that in coming weeks. I'll probably tweet about that when the news actually breaks. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, that's Leeds_lately. But yeah, Rafinha's been looking fantastic for us this season, so I'm really hoping it's nothing serious. In the 84th minute, Leicester are still applying a lot of pressure after we've gone 2-1 up, and there's a ball whipped into the box. Strike almost comes back on himself to head the ball away, and it falls to the feet of Dallas, who takes it out to the left-hand touchline just outside the box. It looks like he's going to be tackled by 2 Leicester players, but he manages to spin on the ball and pass the ball between the 2 Leicester players to Click, who's waiting on the left wing. Click plays a lovely little outside of the foot right boot pass round the defender, which puts Bamford in, and you're looking and it's like it was almost a repeat of the Champions League semi-final where Chelsea were playing Barcelona and Torres found himself completely alone in the opposition half. Bamford was on his own, But this time, because we're Leeds and because of the way Marcelo Bielsa wants us to play, there was other players that you could see behind him sprinting as fast as they could to get there. So Bamford's bearing down on goal, but he has a little look up, and that's the difference, I think, between some strikers. He has a little look up and he sees that Jack Harrison's alongside him, so he waits, he holds his run, and then he just passes it straight into the path of Harrison. So unselfish, and it's 3-1 and the game's been put to bed. It's a perfect way to end the game, and after that we just had to hold on. There wasn't much they could do because they weren't going to score 2 goals in like 5 minutes. So there will actually be a write-up of this game, sort of similar to this video, but a few different things that may have not been mentioned in this video on the Leeds Lately website. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time with a match reaction from the Everton game.